All right, good morning, everybody. From the Pine Mountain Trailhead here in the White Mountain National Forest outside of Gorham, New Hampshire. Beautiful morning. It rained quite a bit last night, so everything is very wet right now. But it is beautiful back here. The fall colors are really out right now. It is past peak. You can see some of these trees. A lot of these trees have lost all their leaves, but a lot of the trees still have their leaves, and it's really beautiful. This is actually, this is much nicer. Well, in terms of fall colors, there's a lot more out here than there were in when I was at Acadia National Park in Maine yesterday. But as you can see, I'm the only car here at this trailhead. For now, it's just me. It's a Wednesday morning. It's about 7:30 right now. And I'm going to be hiking up to the summit of Pine Mountain. So Pine Mountain is at about 2,400 feet in elevation. It's not very high up. But what it does do is give you the opportunity to do some awesome fall color viewing, as you can see. And at the summit, there is some pretty epic views of the presidential range, which, for those of you who don't know, are all the tallest mountains in New Hampshire and New England in general, including the state's high point, which is Mount Washington, which is, I think, about 6,280. Very tall peaks. A lot of them are snow covered right now. I saw it on the drive in yesterday. They're looking absolutely stunning, and I'm really excited to be able to get a really good view of all that. It is still a little cloudy, but the sun's definitely coming up. I mean, the more that the more the sun comes up, the clouds are burning off real quick. So I think that the views are going to be pretty spectacular by the time I get up to the top here. This hike isn't too long. It's a pretty easy hike. Well, I don't know if I'd say easy, but it's a short hike, I'll say that. It's about 4 miles round trip, maybe 4.5 if you add. I'm going to add an additional little like sub peak that I want to check out onto this. But even with that, it's like maybe 4.5 miles, so not very long. Elevation gain wise, it's I think about 1,000 feet of total elevation gain, so not horrible. But there is apparently a section where you have to climb up 600 feet of elevation in like less than half a mile. So that's going to be pretty steep. There's a lot of rock scrambling apparently. And given how much it rained last night, I'm assuming that's going to be a little difficult, but it's okay. I can't wait to check this hike out. And I'll get back to you guys when I'm a little further in. Lots of fall colors so far. These fall colors are so cool. This is really awesome. Really glad I came out here, because when I went up to Maine, I was definitely looking to see some good fall colors, and they were, even more past their peak than they are here. So this is exactly what I was looking for. Really incredible. Okay, so after a little bit of hiking, about 0.6 miles in, you get to this little intersection here, and you can see you can get to Pine Mountain continuing up the road, and it takes about a mile. Or you can go this way, and I don't know if you can read it, but that sign says Pine Mountain 0.6 miles. This is the Pine Mountain Trail. This one's called the Ledge Trail. This one is considerably more difficult, and I read on all trails that if you want to do the loop, that you should start with the Ledge Trail. You should go up the Ledge Trail, not down the Ledge Trail. So I'm going to give that a try. But do keep in mind that if you just want to completely avoid all of the, scrambling and really nasty stuff on the ledge trail, you actually don't have to hike it. It would add some mileage to the hike. It adds like, you know, an extra, you know, whatever, half, 3/4 of a mile, something like that. But you can just stay going up this little dirt road. And I mean, it is going to be steep because you do have to gain, you know, 600 feet of elevation from here to get to the summit. But, you know, it's over a mile instead of being over, you know, half a mile. So anyway, I'm going to go up here and give this a try. A little bit of exposed rock here, just enough to get a pretty epic view. So I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's Mount Madison right there. What's interesting is I think Mount Washington might be behind it. Some of these mountains, you know, most of them had snow on them yesterday, and I'm not seeing any on Madison right now, so I don't know if it melted. Interesting. But very beautiful nonetheless. I mean, that's incredible. Like, when you think of East Coast mountains, you don't think of a scene like that. Well, how's that for a view? Holy shit. That's crazy. This is everything I hoped it would be. Wow. Look at all those fall colors down there. The low clouds. I mean, this is about a perfect viewpoint right here. So, yeah, I mean, the fall colors are past their peak, but they're still incredible. Look at all that, like orange and red and yellow. It's just, wow. It's so beautiful. Look, I mean, the whole forest down there is just, I mean, I think that's where the road that I drove in on and hiked in on went through. And yeah, I mean, hiking through there was just nothing but, you know, orange and red leaves everywhere you looked. And now you get a high up view perspective of that. I mean, wow, that is amazing. So I could be wrong. I'm actually not sure. I think that's Mount Madison and then Adams. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not as good on my New Hampshire geography as I am with, like, you know, when I lived in Colorado, I knew the mountains there pretty well, but here I'm kind of new. And I think, so either this is, I think this might just be Mount Madison, and then maybe behind it is Mount Adams, and then Mount Washington would be behind that. I'm not sure. Either way, it's, this is incredible. Holy crap. So the trail's definitely steep, but it's actually less, the trail conditions are significantly better on this trail than they were yesterday in Acadia, so I'll take it. The trail's going to be heading up this way. Well, this is a perfect example of New England hiking right here. Like I said, when I was at Acadia, they don't really believe in switchbacks here. Like, when they built the trails out west, they just did them differently. Now, granted, out west has its difficulties. There certainly are trails that look like this out west. And there's also, you know, much higher elevations out west. But still, this certainly isn't easy. All right, I think this is the way I have to go. Very steep in this last section of the trail, but I'm super close to the top. Really awesome. Well, this is just insane. These fall colors are just incredible. Wow. I have not seen fall colors like this in a long time. And I mean, they're like definitely past their peak, but still, it's crazy. Look at all that. I mean, I'm sure at their peak it would have been even more incredible, but yeah, this is, wow, this is really cool. There's the presidential range over there. You know, I'm getting really like angry at myself right now because, You know, when I originally planned my trip up here to New England, I was, you know, I really wanted to go to Maine. I wanted to do Acadia National Park, and so I kind of made that my like main event. And here, this was supposed to kind of just be a stop, you know, like I got here yesterday, doing a hike this morning. I'm planning on being done pretty early with the hike and then just kind of, you know, moving on. But God, I wish I would have planned it out the opposite of that, where I'd have just done a quick, maybe half a day hike in Acadia and then come back and then come over here and got to spend like a, you know, full day here, so I could hike like, you know, maybe Mount Washington or Mount Madison at least, you know, something, one of the high peaks here. Because, oh my God, this is incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong, Acadia was really beautiful in a different way, but this is exactly my type of place right here. The White Mountains are incredible. I'm just off the summit right now. The trail continues this way, so I'm gonna go up there. This might actually be like the best viewpoint you get on this hike. I'm not sure about that. I'm literally only like 50 feet below the summit right now. So I'll see. If I hike up the rest of the way to the summit and it's not as good as this, I might actually just hike back down here and you know, take my little break right over here, because yeah, that's an incredible viewpoint. Okay, well, this is apparently the true summit of Pine Mountain, about 2,400 feet. And as you can see, there's no views. This actually kind of reminds me of when you hike Eagle Mountain in Minnesota. Now, of course, the views, sorry Minnesota, but the views from up here are considerably better. But it's similar because there's like a big cliff overlook right at just off of the summit of Eagle Mountain. And then when you go up to the true summit, it's like this, where it's just in the trees and there's no actual views. But I mean, this hike is absolutely still worth doing, even though the actual summit doesn't have any views. Because I mean, on that trail there were like, you know, those two spots in particular that just had absolutely epic views. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. And as you can see, the trail starts going down from here. And I know there is one more viewpoint a little further ahead, so I'm gonna check that one out too before I head down. Another awesome viewpoint. This one's called the Gorham view because you get views of the town of Gorham. But you can see there's lakes out there, a river down there, more mountains, of course, more fall colors. Spectacular. Yeah, there's tons of great viewpoints on this trail. This is a great hike. Well, this is really cool. There's like a little shelter up here for camping. You can see there's a little fire pit here, so people definitely camp up here. And that's awesome. A little bench out here. This is called Chapel View. Wow. This would be a pretty awesome camp spot. That is really cool. All right, so you can see there's another little trail split here, and you can see somebody scribbled on there at the bottom, to Chapel Rock. This is, I think, the last like major viewpoint on the trail. If you go that way, it'll get you back on that dirt road, and then from there you just walk down the dirt road back to the trailhead, and I think it's about 1.5 miles from, once you get on the dirt road, it's about 1.5 miles from there to get back down to the trailhead. But of course, Chapel Rock's only about 0.2 miles away, so I'm gonna go there first. All right, so this is Chapel Rock up here. I'm gonna hike up to the top there. Looks really cool. Okay, well, I made it up to the top of Chapel Rock. It's a little bit shorter than Pine Mountain, but the views are better. Like, oh my God. So there's Pine Mountain right there. And you can see it's a forested summit. So, you know, when I was there, as you saw, there's not really any views, but of course there are all those viewpoints, you know, off the trail, which are all incredible. But yeah, this one is, I think, the best one I've seen so far. This is, wow, really cool. It's almost a 360 view, not quite, because you got trees blocking this direction, but other than that, you can see in every direction. And as you can see, there's fall colors everywhere, mountains everywhere. It's just incredible. You can see the high peaks in the Presidential Range over there. All of them, I think. There's Madison, Adams, Washington. Yeah, that's incredible. You can see down to the valley down there. All those amazing orange and yellow fall colors. This is so cool, holy crap. Yeah, I mean, it's like a quarter of a mile to get from the main trail to here, but you have got to do it. This is absolutely something that you must add on. Like I said, it's gonna add about a half a mile total to the hike, but you have got to do this. It is, as you can see, well worth it. Okay, well, I'm back on the dirt road, heading back down to the trailhead. From here, it's gonna be about 1.5 miles, something like that. I've already hiked a little bit of the road, so maybe like 1.25. But yeah, should be a pretty nice, just pleasant walk down this dirt road. With some decent views of the Presidential Range for at least a little bit. So this area actually up, if you go up the road up there, there's actually a little Christian summer camp. And I guess there's like a few weeks out of the year in the summertime where you're not allowed to hike up here because this land is all owned by them. Some of it's national forest land, but you have to hike through their property to get to the national forest land. So I guess they don't allow people to hike up here when the summer camp is actually in session, which, like I said, is like a few weeks out of every summer. But other than that, it's totally open access. Okay, made it back to the trailhead for Pine Mountain and the Pink Link Trail, which I actually found out the Pink Link Trail goes up to Mount Madison. So another much more difficult than Pine Mountain, but another great hike from this trailhead if you want to. But yeah, there's one other car here, and they I didn't see them, so I'm assuming they went up the other trail. But anyway, that's gonna be it. Awesome hike, amazing views. It's really cloudy now, so I'm glad I did it early in the morning, because I definitely got the, you know, sunny blue sky views before it got too cloudy and overcast like it is now. But it's just amazing. I absolutely love New Hampshire. Maine was awesome. New England's just an incredible place. Definitely, if you're in the area, Gorham, New Hampshire, and you're not looking to do any of the really tough, like, high peaks in the Presidential Range, or if you're short for time like I am, check this out, Pine Mountain. It's beautiful, lots of amazing overlooks. Make sure you do all of them. With how I did it, it ended up being about 5 miles total, and it was about 1,000 feet of elevation gain. And as if on cue, it's starting to rain right now. That is perfect timing. Oh my God. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon for another awesome hiking adventure.